how you describe battlefield in the region and especially in Lebanon between terrorist Hezbollah and Israel.
So my name is Dr. Masad Boulos. I'm working on behalf of the Trump movement with the Middle Eastern and the Arabic and Muslim communities in the U.S. And our work is to engage and communicate and link up with those communities across the U.S. and hear and listen to their concerns and convey their concerns and try to take necessary actions and steps to alleviate those issues that they're suffering from. So what we are seeing today in the Middle East is extremely sad. It's absolutely terrible. It's a big disgrace. This should have never happened, and it wouldn't have happened had President Trump been in the White House. All of this chaos that we're seeing is happening because we have a weak administration. We have a weak president and vice president today in the White House. The United States is no longer respected in the world. Under President Trump, the United States was respected all over the world. There were no wars. President Trump was the only president in the U.S. modern history that did not start any war. He ended wars. He withdrew troops. He's a man of peace. He was able to achieve peace with four important Arab nations with Israel, and he was working on the fifth one with the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Okay. He was working on peace between the Palestinians and the Israelis, which his predecessors for the last 6 or 7 decades have been attempting to achieve. He didn't have enough time, unfortunately, to achieve it, to reach the final successful conclusion. But these are files that are very dear to him, and these are things that he will be working on from day one. He promised that from day one he will make sure he ends these wars. He promised that from day one he will make sure there will be security and stability in the region, and peace will come back to the Middle East.
Doctor, I know you are very close to President Trump and his family as well. If he came back to the office, what will be differences, and especially in the region? And what is your message for Iranian people, including Baluch, Kurds, Azeri, Arabs, and
First of all, we love the Iranian people, and President Trump loves the Iranian people and has nothing but admiration and respect to the Iranian people. It's a great civilization that is deeply rooted in our history, and we have nothing but respect for them. Unfortunately, the issue is with the regime. The issue lies with the regime, and under President Trump, he had used the sanctions very effectively, and they became in a very tight situation. They were ready to talk. Towards the end of his administration, they were ready to come to the negotiating table and sit down and negotiate a nuclear deal. The world doesn't want this regime to have nuclear weapons. That's a very clear understanding, whether it's within the Middle East, within the Gulf region, or worldwide. We all agree that this regime must not have a nuclear weapon, and they were ready to sit down and negotiate a deal towards the end of his administration. Unfortunately, there was not enough time to achieve it, but this is something that definitely will be a priority. We don't know what's going to happen in the coming hours or days. Something very serious and very significant in terms of escalation in the region may happen with Israel. We really don't know what's going to happen. I mean, President Trump has been warning of a potential World War III, and we sincerely hope and pray to God that this doesn't happen. But these are things he will be working on from day one to achieve peace in the region.
Thank you very, very much, Doctor. This is Mr. Kerr from beautiful Washington, D.C.